And here's the business news headlines with Chris Buchanan.
Dodgy Dave King bleats his side of his 8-year tax dispute to the media. Tom Boardman keeps the corner office at Nedbank for now. The JSE launches international stock futures, and Barloworld reports a 55% drop in earnings. The all share up 2.5% today on 21,649. Gold at $739 a fine ounce, and a barrel of Brent at $62. The rand is currently at R9.85 to the dollar, 15.75 to the pound, and 12.69 to the euro.
Well, Mr. Shapiro, before we talk about Dodgy Dave King, as Chris calls him, day on the markets where people are getting excited about the US election.
Yeah.
Eh?
Six days in a row. Yeah, we're up, and it's quite a hefty rise. We were down this morning quite significantly, and then a turnaround came. There are a lot of issues that are driving the market up. I think the election is one of them. I think if Obama comes in, the market will move up more than perhaps if McCain comes in. I think investors just rejoicing that they're getting rid of Bush. So I think all of that helping the market.
Uranium one jumped, screamed up, 80% up, 14 rand a share. Any thoughts?
I think it's just simply come down quite a lot. But commodities were, on the boil today. Platinum shares were up, but I can't explain that. I just picked it up on a printout, but I didn't watch it today. But 79% or 80% up is quite a significant move.
Platinum shares, you say, on the
Very
boil. Some of the
strong.
juniors, double-digit growth for Anorak, West Seasware,
Yeah.
Aquarius, Platinum.
It's coming off a low base, and Alec, the other thing is you're getting interest rate cuts around the world. Australia,
And Obama's more green than
much
Bush
more, yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So that would help Platinum if you get a
sure,
greener policy,
because
a
you're
more
going to
environmentally
insist,
friendly policy.
Sure, you're going to insist that all motor manufacturers step up their auto catalyst.
But the real
programs and that.
economy, the
Well,
numbers
you
are
look at
awful.
it today. I'm happy. We handle what we.
You're happy. New vehicle sales down 30%.
That's the point.
You get JD Group saying from an already low base,
Yeah.
their profits going to fall further. 55%, as we heard earlier from Chris Buchanan, drop in Barlow's profits. Peregrine down 80% in their profits. Boy, oh boy, it's not the kind of market that you should be seeing shares go up in.
Closing factories, laying off 640 odd
600
people. So, there was plenty of bad news around the market, and yet market went up. So what that tells you is that the market has discounted all this bad news. I think, sure, the market's
Discounted all this bad news.
Discounted
What
the
happens
bad
next week or 2 weeks' time, David?
Well, we'll worry about it then.
Dave King's worried. Let's listen to what the man who started specialized outsourcing, remember, Dave, R1.20 a share to 80 rand a share. He dumped all his stock, sold it to institutions who, by the way, are custodians of the savings of widows and orphans as well as other people. King made 1.2 billion, doesn't want to pay tax on it, and that's the reason why he's in a little bit of shtuck at the moment. Anyway, he came clean today, or came into the media today, and spoke for 3 hours at a press conference.
I'm going to take destroying people's lives as a tax collection technique, not as a last resort. I'm not really saying to someone, guys, I've engaged you as best as I can. King, you're non-cooperative, you don't want to speak to me. Then whatever happens to you, but you're bringing it upon yourself. That's not what he was doing. He was saying, you're all crooks, and I will destroy lives as a tax collection technique. I will criminalize the tax collection system.
That's Dave King's version. You've got to read what SARS responded on. They called him a thief. They called him a disperser of assets, someone who desperately trying to stay out of the court. It is a very strong statement coming out from SARS after what Dave King had to say.
Look, if you boil it down, he came out with millions. I mean, he sold out for billions. Sorry, not for billions. And his tax returns showed very, very little.
He hasn't paid tax since 1990, David.
No.
When last did you hear of someone who doesn't pay tax in the last 18
probably
years?
Took it to extremes. But I don't know why. If you may paying billions, why? Even if you pay a few hundred million, even if you try and reduce it, but still pay something, he would have not got away with it, but he would have probably had a more sympathetic case from the authorities. Everybody tries. You have to try and avoid tax, not evade. Avoid.
Reduce your tax liability.
Reduce your tax. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you don't pay tax, when you evade tax, that's something else.
Barry Sargent has done the calculations. He was talking to both parties. It appears that the legal fees in this case are now at 400 million rand.
That's crazy.
So the lawyers are keeping the pot. 400 million. Isn't that absurd? Anyway, we'll no doubt be finding out more about the Dave King saga as we go forward.